evening. Thank you for coming this evening. I'm Mary Etter, Director of the South Windsor Library, and I'm happy to be here tonight for the latest in our series of programs co-sponsored with the South Windsor Human Relations Commission. We have the pleasure of co-sponsoring many programs with groups in South Windsor, and through those groups and those associations, learn a little bit more each time about the interests and activities of people in our community. We've had a number of programs with the South Windsor Human Relations Commission, basically about learning about our community and how it works and how we might help each other to create a stronger sense of community, a purposeful group of individuals who are living together, making life better all around. This year, the Commission has a new chairman, Dr. Saud Anwar, who has had the privilege and has had the enormous generosity to participate in a number of projects internationally, as well as in this country and in this state, to bring greater understanding among people. This winter, he was part of a medical mission trip to Haiti after the earthquake that devastated so much of the country there. And tonight's program is dedicated to helping us learn a little bit more about what that really means to people in a community and what our community might do to help. Dr. Anwar.
Thank you, Mary. Good evening, everyone. So a little background about this whole trip. Back in 2005, there was an earthquake in Pakistan. And the community from US, the Pakistani Americans, tried to have a response at that stage. It's a very difficult time for any community to go through, even if they're not a part of that part of the world where there is a disaster. The Pakistani Americans went through a learning curve about the rehabilitation process of how an earthquake response and rehabilitation work is. And so there were some skills that were there. There was a coordination effort that was in place already. So when this earthquake happened in Haiti, it was a far bigger disaster that at least I had heard of or seen in ever. And whatever we had in our minds was not representative of the reality, because the reality seemed to be much bigger. So I'll share with you our experience and what we were trying to do, and you already know this is sponsored by our South Windsor Library and the Human Relations Commission. So the teams that we brought with us were focused on the needs at that time. This was back in March of this year. So the needs at that time in Haiti included medical needs, they included psychiatric needs, psychological support to the people. And also this was close to the time when people who had lost their limbs or parts of the body, we were going to be able to find a team of people who could help them out. So medical team, psychiatric, and also physiatry and prosthesis. Physiatry means the specialist physicians who actually help rebuild the muscles that have been lost, help rebuild the limbs that have been affected. So it started from our airport here in BDL. A group of people, about 18 or so, came together. Most of us had never met each other, but we had talked to each other, and sort of a loose collaboration had been there. I knew some of the Haitian American community members, but I also knew some of the members from the Pakistani American, the prosthesis experts. The prosthesis experts knew the prosthesis nurse. So it was sort of a network where people of all various backgrounds who had never worked together in this capacity just got together with a single purpose. And literally, the moment we got together, we all connected. So a little bit about the logistics. And when you think about Haiti, most of the work it's all about logistics. We had to take everything with us. We had to anticipate the needs. We had to anticipate the medications that were going to be required. We also needed to create the workshop that the prosthesis team needed to make the prosthesis for the people who had been impacted. So we had approximately 46 plus boxes and bags, and each had 50 pounds. So some 2,300 pounds, and that excluded hand luggage, because people had to take a lot of their luggage, especially do not want to pay extra for getting more things through. But we were able to get literally a truck that had to be full truck loaded with stuff. And carrying all of this taking this all of this luggage was part of the challenge, because we had to subsequently coordinate many of these supplies in the places where they had to go, because we had different places to go to while we were there. This is a picture from while we landed in Haiti. Now, in the mindset we have when we go to the airport, in the airport, when you leave the airport, you actually have your luggage come in an organized manner, but there was no airport in an organized manner, because they would put the luggage right outside and everybody, 200 people, go and try to find the luggage at the same time. So a simple thing that takes about 2 minutes at an organized situation took about 2-3 hours just to get one bag in some situations. So that sort of gives the challenges of logistics that we have to at times go through. We had to get a dump truck to get all of our luggage where it needed to get to. And again, multiple places we had to use vans, which would allow us to get to the clinics and places where we were supposed to go. And we had to carry most of this ourselves. So I developed muscles in parts of the body I didn't even know. So destruction, again, you look at the destruction in pictures, it gives you a glimpse, but when you are in the midst of the destruction, it changes things in your minds in so many ways. Um, this is a very special picture. To me, it actually represents the people in Haiti in many respects. Now, their homes were destroyed, and many of the times the people are not even capable of rebuilding their homes or even clearing up the rubble. But this is a church that the people over there had actually set up. In the midst of the rubble, they would actually clean up and make their church so that they would be able to pray. That shows the spiritual connection, the spiritual power the people in Haiti have, which allows them to be able to survive disasters that I don't know if anybody else in the world would be able to survive with the grace that they do. This is another picture where somebody has just written on the wall, God is good. And God is good, period. Even if you get a challenge, if you have the world's biggest disaster happen to you, God is good. And that's the mindset. And all the people that you'd come across, you would not see anybody having any questions about faith or any anger towards what had happened. That sometimes people have, why me? And we always have that mindset at times as societies and communities, why me? And I didn't see that. This is a picture where you actually see the pancaking we talked about. This is a 6th-floor building, which just one on top of the other, and everybody in between is essentially gone. And this is the palace where even the president of the country did not have a place to safely live in. There's some of us who went there. Yes. This is the cathedral, and this is the cathedral where I think the bishop had died that day as well during the time of the earthquake. So when a person cannot live in their own home and it's gone, you start to live in a tent. And as a response to having no home, one day you wake up and you basically have no family and maybe no home. The people whoever had survived wanted to live in tents. The thing with the tent is the tent and rain and tent and hurricanes don't go together. And literally the clock is ticking, because it's a matter of time where the hurricane season is going to be there. And the earthquake happened without any knowledge, without any warning. But the hurricane, unfortunately, is going to be happening with the knowledge, with the thing. And this is the time to do something about the earthquake, because the world cannot just sit in the sideline and wait for another disaster to happen. And in the past, when there was an earthquake, where there was a hurricane, people had made their homes according to a situation where they'd be able to sustain a hurricane. The tents are not going to sustain a hurricane, so we have opportunity now to make a difference to prevent a disaster. Somewhere before August, we need to get things rolling here. The thing that's some of the most beautiful faces you had ever seen when you would see on the streets in